Don't settle for fakes. My duel-taining is the real deal.
Hey everyone, it's mekklord. I'm here to talk about my KC Cup experience. I'm recording this on Sunday afternoon because I'm pretty much done with the KC Cup. I've played like around 100 games and I have a pretty huge headache. I'm kind of tired physically and mentally because I hate this format. I hate this format, it's not fun at all. So this is the end for me. I just did my dailies and I'm gonna stop it there. I'm not gonna bother with this KC Cup any longer, so... I just wanted to, first of all, showcase the decks that I play. That's right, decks plural. There's the Code Soccer deck that I was talking about. Which I started playing, and out of all the decks that I played, it's the one that I played the least. The games were a bit too long and complicated, and I think like I didn't have the best... I had a positive win-loss record with the deck, but it was still like more effort put into than I was getting out. You know, it was not really interesting to play this deck in the long run. So I picked up a second deck, and that second deck was Hero. That's right, we're playing broken stuff. The idea is deck Super Poly is really good, and not knowing what was I going into, I expected a lot of PKs and mekk-knights because the deck was like pretty decent. Super Poly just wipes the field clean, and there's not much either of these decks can do against it. The reality is a bit more tougher than this. But it's just decent. I changed a couple of cards here and there, like the Crackdown wasn't there originally. I think I tried Expendable Die. I think I cut it down to 20 cards at some point. I never changed the extra deck. I saw some version playing like a rank 4 in lieu of Gaia, but Gaia is like coming clutch against some rogue matchups. Like Word Chalice, because Ningetsu is Earth, Fossils. Just a really cool guy. I really like Gaia. And the third deck that I played for this KC Cup was Phantom Knights. I wanted something even easier to pick up than Hero, but like Phantom Knights ended up being my worst deck out of the three. I don't know if it was because everyone was prepared to face Phantom Knights and had like adequate lines, or if I played really badly with the deck. I think it was more like the latter than the former. I messed up so many plays and also had some really bad draws and really poor top decks, but I think it's just an issue with the deck in general. I also changed a lot of cards in this deck. Like I was playing more removal at first. I was not playing the 2-wing, but 2 wings ended up being pretty helpful. And yeah, these are the 3 decks that I played. So now that we've covered this, let me show you my my absolute stats that I've been tracking. So there we are, this is the stats for the games that I've played. Played a total of 113 games, 65 wins and 48 losses. Also went first 65 times, but not all those times were wins. So not a very good like win rate. I'm thinking like below 60%. I'm not really happy with my performance this day. And I'm like not even in top 1000 anymore. I think I stopped with like around 2100 points, which 21,000 rather points. 2100 would have been really bad. 21,000 points. But I'm just tired. I don't want to play anymore. Maybe I should have played Infernoids. That would have been more fun. Maybe I should have played... I could have played mekk-knights, but I only have 2 purple nightfalls, so I feel like it would have been a huge disadvantage. Could have played Resonators, but I didn't want to get invested in deck that's like... that I feel is really complicated, and I did not have an optimal build for. I could have played Synchrons. I've seen a lot of people play Synchrons. Let me just walk you through my my games. I played a couple of games with like Solid Talker, and after losing to a weird deck using that made like Cyber Slash turn 1 with a Cyber Reflector, and then Brave Neo sending Aurora Paragon, and what they were doing every turn was like recurring the Aurora Paragon. Which, if you've never seen this card, here it is. It's just a card that stops you from special summoning. Which is a very fun thing for me to face in Stage 2 of the KC Cup. That was really fun, especially on Saratoga. The weakness of the strategy is that Aura Paragon dies if someone normal summons, but with the Cyber Slash, you can just... you normal, and they activate back to the front or some shit, and they change Cyber Slash, and you're out of summons, so... That was kind of busted. Not really good because you have to draw a really specific hand. Kind of really annoying. Other than that, that was the deck that I played the least. Only 15 games across Well, 2 days because I didn't play it today. But yeah, I lost a mirror match. Why is it not showing? Oh, because I recorded wrong. Oops. My win rate is even worse than this. I lost a mirror match. No, I won this mirror match. Oh, I remember what happened. Never mind. I won this mirror match to a time limit win after my opponent, like, completely outplayed me with, like, making his own decoy talker to protect his field and getting rid of my stuff. It was absolutely amazing, and I won to the time limit. Completely unfair, but sometimes this happens. What else is there to talk about? 3 Phantom Knights here, 2 Salad Talkers, 2 Mekk-Knights, and the rest were one-offs. And I played a lot of heroes, really a lot of hero, as you can see. Played against a lot of Phantom Knights, a lot of mech resonators, a lot of resonators, lots of mirror matches and synchrons, and some of which were mech synchrons. Because you can splash Purple Nightfall into everything nowadays. Like, this card is absolutely bonkers. It's just insane that this skill has no restriction whatsoever. And I saw someone on Reddit be like, "Oh, they should bump the skill." No, they should not. Go away. Those 3 unknowns were like people that conceded as soon as I normal summoned the or such super party, as they should. What else is there to talk about? I lost 1 game to Evil Eye. That was embarrassing. Sometimes with Hero you open bad ends too. Like, sometimes you open Neos and 1 card you can pitch for the super party, and then another back row like Book of Moon or Compulse, which is really cool. And sometimes you just open double Straters, double Liquids. Like, what are you gonna do? Nothing. What else is there to talk about? I lost 1 to Guki for this exact reason. The World Challenge game that I won was just today. Thank you, Elemental Hero Gaia. And yeah, that was like the deck that I played the most in my best deck, but even then I didn't have a 50% win rate, you know? Well, I guess it is 50% win rate, never mind. That's my best deck, I guess. And then I also decided to play Phantom Knights, and that went really poorly. Wait, is the preview hiding? No, well, the preview is kind of hiding, but you can see that I've lost more games than I've won Phantom Knights. It's just so embarrassing. The first game I played with Phantom Knights was against Dark Lords, and I realized I forgot to put the rank up magic in my deck, even though it was in my deck before I picked the deck. Like, for some reason, it just left. I don't know what happened. Also, people that conceded as soon as I activated Treason Phantom. What else is there to say? Mekk-Knights were really annoying. Resonators were really annoying. No, I think the Resonator loss was like kind of my fault. Wait, didn't I win a game with Resonator? Or was it against Mech Resonator? Because I remember, maybe I took over these notes wrong. Jesus. I remember playing a game where my opponent, I posted about it on Twitter, but attacked my 5,000 Dark Rebellion Xyz Dragon with their 4,500 Red Nova. No, I think I won this game. What the heck? Is there a Mech Resonator that I'm missing? No, I think I won this game. That looks a bit better, but it's still like a negative win-loss ratio. It doesn't matter. I lost to Necros of all things. I lost to Time Lord. I won against Burning Abyss twice. Sometimes the game would just match me against Mekk-Knights and I get completely blasted because the deck is absolutely insane. And then it gave me Burning Abyss and just an easy W. But I lost to US Injuries and Gimmick Puppets too, so like, I'm just bad at the game probably. Dark Magician was really like prevalent in the first days, and then nothing. Phantom Knights was probably the mirror match. I played more hero, but it was like the most annoying mirror match. Because I don't know, I guess I didn't top deck as good as my opponents, and it came down to this. And yeah, no, I had a huge like losing streak on day 1 because I kept trying to make Phantom Knights work, and I was getting frustrating and stuff, and I should have just switched to hero or just taken a break really, because that only made my my score worse. I was really like pretty happy with myself at the end of day 1. At the end of day 2, I was just so tired. I had a huge headache. I slept very poorly last night and this night as well. So hopefully tonight I'm gonna sleep like a baby. And yeah, that was my KC Cup. Pretty disappointing. I'm not a fan of this format. There's definitely a lot of stuff I could have played better, just for the sake of argument. Let's say I want to see how many mechs I played against all weekend. So 1, 3, 8, 10, 12, and 14. So 14 mech games across 113 games, which is probably like a huge. It's over 10% of them. Just deck is just absurd. I hate it. I hate it so much. Oh my god. Play against a lot of resonators too. And there's a lot of this format that's really completely unfair. And we're gonna talk about it in my Banlist wishlist video right now, actually. So here we go, Banlist wishlist time. Starting with cards I want to see move to limited 1. Blue Sky is an absolute 3 like advantage generation card. I absolutely hate this card. I think it should be moved to limited 1 because this is the best thing you can probably do to stop mekk-knights, on top of the other change that I'm proposing later. And also, so you start playing, like, you have to choose between Blue Sky and Secrets, because Secrets is just no fun to play against. It's just the absolute worst card. The most feels bad card of this format. Like, Secrets reviving Purple Nightfall? Ugh, disgusting. Iblis should probably be moved to limited 1 too. Not because it's a particularly, like, difficult card to play against. But it basically forces every deck to like play a Link monster to have an out to this. And if you can't, well, sometimes you just lose the game here and there. That's really fun. Wow. What a cool design. Floodgates are fun. And mekk-knights is a deck that has several of them. So it's definitely the best deck of the format and probably even the best engine of this format. So cut these two off. I don't want to see them anymore. Semi-limited. The semi-ultimate list doesn't really mean anything ever since Econ and Tretch were moved to limited 1. But I feel like putting Racket Gloves here because I have to put something. And they already limited 2 Racket Gloves in the past, so you know, who knows, really, who knows. Maybe they're not even going to do any limited 2 changes. Limited 3 list! Oh, there's a bunch of cards here. Okay, so let's talk about the trifecta of decks that win with limited 3 staples. Like, I should have recorded the number of games that I've lost just to Ice Dragon's Prison. But I think every time except one that someone played Ice Dragon's Prison against me, I lost pretty much instantly. The one time that did not happen was a PK player flipped IDP against me. I was on hero, but he had no hero in grave, and all they could revive was a Dark Panther, which, funnily enough, is a level 3 dark monster, so they could still like make break spawn with it, which is very silly to say out loud. But that's like, that was just a what's called the Deep Grave, whatever. Cards, like decks that are absolutely strong already should not have access to powerful staples, and heroes should not have access to IDP Compulse Crackdown. Mekk-knights should not have access to IDP Compulse Crackdown. Phantom Knights should not have access to IDP Compulse Crackdown, and probably the same could be said for Synchrons and Resonators. Like, Synchrons were the huge breakout deck of this format. I've played the same combo every turn was like making... pitching Jet Synchron for the skill for Synchron Carrier summon, revive the Jet Synchron, go into Tatsunoko, Jet Synchron, engrave, searches Junk Converter, Tatsunoko and Junk Converter in hand, make the Super Heavy Samurai level 5 guy, with Synchro Chase, with the Junk Converter rather, you get to revive the Junk Synchron, and then Junk Synchron and Super Heavy Samurai Musashi, I think his name is, make Stardust Assault Warrior, not the charge one, the assault one, which very funnily enough is in the same box as Mega Phantom Beasts. And then with Synchro Chase and Assault Warrior, revive Synchron Carrier and Jet Synchron, and you make Ravenous Crocodile Dragon with 2 draws, and that's your turn 1, and it's pretty good. Heroes don't have an answer to that because Ravenous Croc is a water, and there are no super poly targets for water monsters. PKs don't really have the only good out to it is pretty much Book of Moon, but like even with Hero, because that was the one matchup in which this happened to me the most. With Hero, if you go Book of Moon and you don't have any follow-up plays, doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter at all. So yeah, was I talking? Yeah, probably Synchron should be on this list also. Like, I don't know what you could put to limited 3 to Jet Synchron, maybe? I don't know. What else is there to talk about? Lady Debug is there, moving up from limited 2 in order to kind enough Salad, Code Soakers, and to make Mekk-Knight Code Soakers unplayable, because I really hate Mekk-Knights and I don't want to see them in any deck anymore. But I think it's above to other Cybers decks, so you know, it's a little bit of balancing trick. You know, it's decent. And I haven't played much Infernoid. I don't reckon they're an issue, but like if you know every other deck, like Infernoid's like climbed to be one of the better decks of the format. And it is frustrating, I hear, to play against Banishment, Flip Feast, and draw every turn. So like if you limit 3 both of those, you probably have to play only 1 Vanish, 2 Feast. And that stops the deck from feeling as unfair to play against every turn that you play it. Plus, it's a whole deck, and these are like rare cards, so I guess Konami will probably like go hard on Noid just so people stop playing against them. I love Noid, but I understand people that say they have overstayed their welcome. Scale changes, there are a bunch of them. Roaring Sword and Bonds that illuminate the future should have more deck restrictions, so you can just put mekk-knights in them. You can just put mekk-knights in anything. Because this is just completely absurd that you're just able to like get free advantage. Like every mekk-knight card is just a free extender, and Purple Nightfall and Blue Sky are +1/+2 sometimes. So just insane for like the ability to have huge bodies that special themselves for no cost at all. Like, I absolutely hate this engine. I don't want to see it in any more games than I have to. Hero Alliance is probably one of the most contentious skills. A lot of people think the discard cost should be back. Maybe it should, just for Super Poly. Like, if you search Poly and Miracle Fusion, probably you shouldn't have to discard a card for, I don't know. But another idea that I had was that you needed to control a face-up Neos in order to activate the skill. So at least if you go second, you don't feel nearly as bad for like Book of Mooning or compulsing a Neos back to the end. Kind of like Magician's Magic. Magician's Magic, they can search the Quick Play spell if they don't have Dark Magician on the field. Why can't it be the same for Hero Alliance? Any skill that gets you a free trap on the field, that includes Roaring Sword, Code Soaker Alive, the Time Lord. I didn't play against much Time Lords, but it's kind of absurd that you just get a free trap like turn 1. Absolutely insane. And I think even the BLS scale, but at this point the BLS scale is a joke, so nobody cares if it gets nerfed any further. Either you should not be able to activate the trap this turn, or the card should be added to your hand instead of being set to your field. I think that's like just a fair change and fundamentally how Yu-Gi-Oh should work, right? And last but not least, in the line of bonkers scales that probably overstay their welcome, Trident Phantom should probably just like send a random PK monster to the graveyard, not just one that you choose, so at least there's some... It feels a bit more fair. Like the scale does everything, it's really hard to like find an angle to nerf it appropriately. But I think this is kind of fair without making the skill unplayable either, you know? And last but not least, they should probably buff a lot of other stuff. I put a picture of Karakuri Merchant because I think he looks cool, and Karakuri's probably shouldn't be on the ban list anymore, let's be honest. Although I can understand, like, if they bring back Merchant, they should probably, like, do something about their trap of theirs. I don't know if it's that good, but well, it's probably pretty decent. But every other deck is, like, negate these days. I don't know. And buff skills, like I was mentioning the BLS skill, they could buff that. But I really want them to buff the Banlist Destiny. Like, why is it that Hero Alliance allows you to normal summon Neos with no tributes, like by default, but if you want to do the same with Malicious Edge, you have to reveal a normal spell card first. Like, what if you didn't draw a normal spell card? Like, you're just fucked. It's really absurd. I don't know what to say. But yeah, I don't know, this format is kind of boring. Really hoping that the next main box changes things a lot. I already have my free apple, whereas I'm good. So whatever happens in the next main box, I'm gonna probably enjoy it more than this kind of format. Didn't have much fun in this KC Cup, and at the end of the day, that's what matters the most. Maybe I definitely should have played different. Probably should have just stuck to noids and see what I could have made happen. I don't know. I feel like I played too many noids, you know? Is this just my legacy? Am I the noids guy? Yeah. Thank you for watching this video. I'm just gonna go, it's Sunday afternoon. I'm just gonna go take care of myself now. I'm gonna take a bath. I'm gonna do some skincare. I am going to, I don't know, probably mow the lawn. I like mowing. It's a really relaxing activity for me to do. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this KC Cup more than I have. What do you expect for this ban list? Let me know down in the comments, and I will see you guys and gals and non-binary pals next time.